Hello everyone, this is Joseph and you're watching Making a CEO. Today we're going to discuss starting a clothing line or you actually selling merch for little to no cost up front. If you do like more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe below and hit that bell for notifications. That way you're notified every time we're teaching you how to make some more money in your business.
Who said I ain't getting no money? Who said I ain't getting no cake? Hold up, wait, grind it, 10 toes down, till ain't no more room in the safe. I'm on the phone talking about money.
Let's get right into it. So if you're starting a clothing line or you're starting your merch and you don't want to really have no cost up front or you don't want to have inventory, then you're going to want to use like a print on demand service. That's pretty much how I got these sweaters. I used a print on demand service called Printful. Printful, they'll fulfill the orders for you and they'll actually ship them out to the customers as well. I'm going to go over the pros and cons of using Printful. Set the expectation when you're actually going to use the service itself. The pros of using Printful is there's really no upfront cost. You actually just upload the design and you could connect it directly to your store. If you already have an online store, you could connect Printful right to it. So that way the customers can check out on your website and Printful pretty much handles the work in the back end of the website. And you get the money up front. So the way it works is a customer will go into your online store, they'll check out and you'll get the money. And when you get the money, basically Printful will fulfill the order, and if you have it on automatic payments, then they'll automatically charge you, fulfill the order, and then ship it out to the customer. So that way you have no inventory cost. A con of using Printful though is the cost of the clothing is actually a little bit higher. So if I were to buy these sweaters in bulk, I could probably get them for probably $8 to $10 if I bought them in bulk and I bought volume of them. But if I bought it in bulk and I bought volume, then I'm going to be sitting on inventory until they sell. If they don't sell, then I have a whole bunch of inventory I'm pretty much going to try to get rid of. But with using Printful, anytime an order comes in, then they make the product to ship. So there's really no inventory you're sitting on. One of the cons to that though is that you don't actually get to see the product before they send it out. And by you not being able to see the product before they actually send it out, you don't know how high the quality is of each product. So that's why I always do recommend you do get samples of all your products before you actually put them up for sale on your website. Another pro to that is that they ship it for you, so you don't have to deal with the shipping costs. You actually let them deal with all that as long as you go ahead and put the shipping costs on the website, and it's pretty much factors into the final cost. Another pro to that is that it pretty much connects to your website. If you're using Shopify, it'll connect to it. If you're using WordPress, it'll connect to it. And I do recommend you do use WordPress, so that way you can build a whole website around it as well. Or you can use Shopify. Shopify is good if it's just going to be strictly just a clothing store. But say you're like a music artist or something, then you probably want to use a WordPress website where you could connect the shop to it. And that's also, it's pretty cool since it integrates right into your website. It's not like you click shop and it takes you to a whole completely different website. That's kind of a good thing, so that way the people when they're visiting your website, it doesn't interrupt their experience. A con to that though is you don't actually have control over when the item's shipped out and when they actually fulfill the order. That's just something you need to know going into it, that they're going to pretty much fulfill the order and ship it out pretty much on their time. So customers might hit you up and be like, hey, I haven't got my order yet, and you're gonna have to be providing the customer service for it even though you're not the one fulfilling the order. So that's just something to take into account as well, is that when the customer is not getting their product, they're gonna contact you because everything's done through your website. Printful is just something in the back end that the customer will never have any idea about, which can also be a pro because the customer has no idea it's getting fulfilled by a whole nother company. When the package comes in to the customer, it says your name on there like if it was shipped from you. So everything looks like you're 100% legit business, like you're fulfilling the orders yourself. So that's pretty much a pro and a con at the same time because you're the one dealing with the customer service and you have to contact them or see the status of the order through them in order to correspond with the customer. But if you have no money up front for inventory, or you're just trying out new products and you don't want to sit on inventory if something doesn't sell, then Printful is the way to go. I did use, again, Printful to get this sweater. The quality is pretty decent. The thing is, it's not 100% high quality. It's not like a high quality silk screen where they did like 2 or 3 passes through the sweater. This sweater I feel like can be a little bit more opaque, but it's not. I'm pretty satisfied with the quality, especially what I paid for it. The price is a little high because you're going to be paying, like I said, $16, $17 a shirt or a sweater, which is a little bit high because, like I said, if you buy it in volume, you can pretty much get it for $8 to $12. You can get the price really low and have a lot better margins on it. But who's to complain when you're actually not really doing anything? You're just accepting the money and then having somebody else fulfill it. It's pretty much just like arbitrage, but it's called pretty much print on demand, which is the pretty cool feature of this. So that way you can start your clothing line. If you got a whole bunch of designs, you could go ahead and upload them and start selling your clothes today. Like you can literally start today without having any inventory or any equipment costs. So that's one of the biggest pros about doing the print on demand is you could test out your products, you can see what sells, and then at that point, if you want to have more control over what you're shipping and your shipping times, at that point you can go ahead and test it out, see what designs are working, leave those up, and then go somewhere else and get a bigger order, get a volume order. You could have a whole bunch of that inventory, you could ship it out yourself, that way you could be shipped out the same day instead of them having to wait for it to be fulfilled and then shipped out to the customer. That's just something to think about when using Printful, because there is a processing time and then there's a shipping time. So the processing time, I believe, is about 5 days. So it's about 5 days that they're pretty much going to be processing that order before it even gets shipped out. And then once they ship it out, it is going to take another 3 or 4 days. So the customer might not get it for a week or a week and a half. That's just something you need to understand, that these orders, they're only filled when the customer actually orders the product. So it's not like they have your product sitting in a warehouse, because they don't. They're actually going to set up the screen and pretty much get it made when the order comes in. That's why it's called print on demand. It's not like they're holding your inventory for you, because if it doesn't sell, they don't want to sit on your inventory. Nobody wants to do that. So pretty much this is going to be the easiest route to go with minimum cost. The reason I say about $50 up front, $50 to $100, is because if you're starting off with 0 designs and you have 0 designing skills, you're going to need somebody to design these shirts for you and put something on these shirts, because Printful, they might have a service for that, but they might charge an arm and a leg. So you might want to go somewhere like Fiverr. You could hire a designer and have them print it out for you. But again, you're going to have to pay for them to make the designs for you. And if you don't have a website and you want somebody to build you a website, you're going to have to pay something for that as well. Those are just costs you got to take into account. And like if you don't have any skills and you're starting off from scratch with nothing, you're going to have to pay something to get some designs made, unless you're making the designs yourself. And the website, like, you're going to need a domain. A domain is going to be yourname.com. Like whatever your name is, you could go to GoDaddy and get one for $2.99 if it's your first domain. So I mean, you're still going to be coming out of pocket for something. And if you're using something like Shopify, they'll give you like a 14-day trial. But then at the end of that 14-day trial, you're going to have to pay like $29.99 a month in order to keep that shop open. If you go to WordPress route, you can just get everything through GoDaddy. You get hosting for like $10 a month. Get the domain. One-time fee is $2.99 probably for the first year if it's your first domain. If it's not your first domain, you're going to be paying full price, which is about $8 to $16 depending on when you're buying it and what kind of sales they have. Usually I get mine for about $8.47. So anytime I buy a domain, I'm paying $8.47 for it, because again, I'm not a new customer, been having an account with them. So you're paying that yearly though. So $8 for the whole year, not bad. And then you're paying $10 a month in order to keep the hosting up, and you can just install WordPress on top of that. Probably get yourself a little nice pro theme, throw it on there, connect Printful to it, boom, start sending traffic to that site. You can run Facebook ads, whatever it is you got to do to get traffic to the website. Inexpensive, you could do everything for under $50. If you got technical skills, you could probably get it done for under $25. All you got to do is buy the domain, buy the hosting, install WordPress, get the designs worked out yourself, and you could get it done for under $25, under $20 really, if you really want to get started and you're doing the designs yourself and you have those skills. If you don't have those skills, again, you got to think about hiring somebody to make those designs. And I don't want you to think like it's going to cost you an arm and a leg to make those designs, because you could go to a website called Fiverr. Everything starts off at $5. That's why it's called Fiverr. And you could get a design made for $5. If you want something more decent, probably like $20. It really depends. There's a whole bunch of freelancers, and you can look through their designs and see what it is you're trying to get designed. Me, I made this design myself. It's just the logo for Making a CEO, which is this channel. And I went through Printful. I paid about $16 for this sample. They got it sent out to me. It does take a little bit longer when you are ordering samples. That's another thing I want you to take into account. Anytime you're ordering a sample, for some reason it just takes way longer than if you were a customer. And I can understand why, because the shipping's free. And then they also give you a discount since it's just a sample order, but you do still got to pay something. It's pretty cheap. It's not really that expensive at all in comparison to what it is you're going to make. But again, the margins are pretty slim, because if you're able to get t-shirts made in volume, like if I ordered about 100 t-shirts and I got them for $8 a pop, Then if I'm selling them for $25, you can see my margins are great. I'm paying $8 and I'm selling them for 25. But if you go through Printful, you'll be paying like 15, 16 bucks. And then you're selling it for 25. See, now at that point, your price is pretty much doubled because you're going through Printful. Printful charges more, but it's print on demand. You're not holding any inventory. If you get those shirts for $8, you're sitting on 100 shirts now. Now that you're sitting on those 100 shirts, you got to be able to sell them. And say you only got like small size left and nobody's ordering them in small. Now you got a whole bunch of small shirts that you're just sitting on. And with Printful, you're pretty much eliminating that inventory problem. So it just really depends on the pros and cons of how it is you want to start. This is just me showing you a way of starting for a super inexpensive cost. I don't expect you to do Printful as a long-term goal, because at the end of the day, you are going to want to see the quality of every shirt that goes out. And then you also might want to custom the packaging, custom the mailers, things like that to make your brand really pop. But that's just another thing for another video where I'm explaining marketing, where you could get custom mailers, custom stickers you might want to throw into there. But if you're going through Printful, you really can't do all that custom stuff. That's just something to take into account as well. And that really helps brands stand out if you're pretty much doing custom mailers and things like that. But you're not going to do that starting up. Starting up, you just want to get started, see what works, see what's not working, and start getting your brand out there. Because again, what's most importantly is that you get started right away. And that's why I'm giving you the option to get started for super inexpensive price. $50 or less, $100 or less, $20 or less. All depends on your skill set and what it is you need and the level you're at this moment in time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you're looking for more tips and tricks on how to help grow your business or how to make some more money, go ahead and subscribe below. And again, hit that bell for notifications. That way you're notified anytime I'm dropping more videos. And go ahead and leave a comment below if you have any questions. If you have any questions about Printful, if you have any questions just in general about the process of how it's done, and if you want me to make a video tutorial of actually logging into Printful and connecting it to a WordPress website and getting everything to work together and actually do a test order, I can do that for you. So just leave a comment below if that's something you do want to see. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to see you next time. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and click below and subscribe to the channel. And then we're going to go to the right and we're going to learn how to make some more money. Whether it's retail arbitrage, print on demand, anything. We're gonna make some more money over here. Go ahead and click the next video and subscribe below. Make sure you subscribe below and then go to the right. So subscribe and then go to the right. Subscribe, go to the right.